right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to In Knoxx We Trust. Today we're going to discuss an article that I came across in the New York Post concerning an incident that occurred at a Queens high school last week. All right, let's do this. All right, so here we go. Mayor Eric Adams rips vile show of anti-Semitism at NYC school where radicalized riot forced pro-Israel teacher to hide. There's a video that goes along with it. We'll take a look at that in a wee bit. Let's get into the article. All right. Mayor Eric Adams blasted the vile show of anti-Semitism at a Queens high school Saturday, hours after the Post exclusively reported that a radicalized mob of students rioted this week after learning a teacher attended a pro-Israel rally, forcing her to hide in an office. Teenagers at Jamaica's Hillcrest High School shut down the school for 2 hours on Monday as they marched through the hallways in a pre-planned protest after finding a Facebook post of the teacher attending a rally holding a sign that read, "I stand with Israel." The terrified teacher locked herself away as the students allegedly tried to barge in. The vile show of anti-Semitism at Hillcrest High School was motivated by ignorance-fueled hatred, plain and simple, and it will not be tolerated in any of our schools, let alone anywhere else in our city, Adams tweeted Saturday night as he shared the Post story on the incident. "We are better than this," His Honor added. All right. So is it just me? Or does it seem as though the Post and Mayor Adams are ripping into these students, demonizing and labeling them radicalized and anti-Semitic right from the onset? Right from the onset, right in the beginning of the article, stating that they're motivated by ignorance and fueled by hatred. Explain to me why the mayor and the Post have arrived at this particular conclusion. Why? All right. Well, let's continue. Let's continue with the article. All right. A senior at the high school told the Post that a group of students decided to make a group chat, expose her, I guess meaning the teacher, talk about it, and then talk about starting a riot. Shortly after 11 a.m., hundreds of angry teens took to the hallways, rampaging through the building, chanting, jumping, shouting, and waving Palestinian flags or banners. The teacher was also able to take shelter in a locked office after school officials and the NYPD, which arrived at about 11:20 a.m., learned of the students' plans. Everyone was screaming, "The teacher needs to go," a ninth grader said. Well, the police responded pretty quickly. If this 20 minutes, right? That's fast. It's a jiffy. 20 minutes. But you know what? So now, perhaps that's why, right? After reading that, perhaps that is why the mayor is demonizing the students. You know, because they were chanting and jumping and shouting, waving Palestinian flags or banners. Right? Could that be it? I mean, that is the only logical conclusion that one could come to, right? Right? It couldn't possibly be that these students may be worked up and in an emotional frenzy because perhaps they're against the slaughter of innocent men and women. Yeah, that could be it too. Innocent men, women, and children, right? Which is happening to the innocents on both sides of this particular conflict, by the way. But it couldn't be that. Nah, it can't be. It's anti-Semitism and hatred, because the mayor said so. That's why. Because he said so. Let's continue. Videos of the commotion surfaced on social media. Surfaced on social media. One clip revealed a water fountain ripped out in the hallway and shattered tiles in the second floor boys' bathroom, which students admitted they vandalized. NYPD's Counterterrorism Bureau was called to investigate a possible threat against the school, according to the city councilman James Gennaro, Democrat from Queens, citing officials. Here's a quote. No one should ever feel unsafe at school, students and teachers alike. The teacher, who has been with the New York City public school system for 23 years and wished to remain anonymous, told the Post in a statement, I have worked hard to be supportive of our entire student body and an advocate for our community. An advocate for our community, and was shaken to my core by the calls to violence against me that occurred online and outside my classroom last week, she said. She has taught at Hillcrest for the past 7 years. All right. So, okay. First, vandalizing and destroying property is uncalled for, unnecessary, and works against the very point that you're trying to prove. I certainly don't condone that type of behavior. Now, with that said, I can understand that these young people are upset, and when you're upset, I can understand that you're trying to send a message. But once you begin to destroy property and create, what you create is the opportunity for exactly what is happening in this article to take place, right? They can ridicule you, they can demonize you, and denounce your entire effort. So the message that you're trying to send, this now works against you because you decided in your anger to destroy things. But opportunists, they're always champing at the bit and waiting to do what opportunists do. So there's that. Then, number 2, the NYPD Counterterrorism Bureau. What? They were called for what? To investigate what? A possible threat to the school? Maybe. By who? Who threatened the school? A radicalized or radical organization, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe. Or are they really implying that American students, no matter how foolishly they did this, no matter how foolishly done, are they trying to insinuate that American students are, utilizing their First Amendment right to freedom of speech equates to terrorism? Hell no, because I know it can't be that. I know they're not saying that, right? The teacher was able to voice her opinion. She was able to show her support for what she believes in. Right? Now, and the third thing. What does the teacher mean when she says she's an advocate for their community? What community? The student-teacher community? I don't understand what that means. I just don't get it. Listen, I may not agree with how the students went about doing this, but I can understand the concern that they may have with this particular issue. You know why? Because at the end of the day, they could just be a group of opportunists just looking to be destructive, right? But I don't think that that's the case here. In my opinion, I think the majority of these young people are possibly for the first time dealing with a genuine humanitarian crisis. Potentially an atrocity. This is a humanitarian atrocity, that's what it is. Now, did they do it correctly? No. They reacted in a primal way. But, this is why I also feel these topics shouldn't be discussed in schools. None of them. None of your political ideals, lifestyle choices. These things need to be kept in an intimate, personal setting. Teachers don't need to go to school to talk to their students about how they feel personally or anything going on in their personal life. Speaking to them about their political ideals or their political leanings, there's no place for that. Not in school setting. Because again, what community is she talking about? I don't understand that. I don't get it. To me, that's implying some whole other social aspect. I don't want to get into that right now. Reading, writing, arithmetic. That's what schools should be about. Science, music, home economics, and shop. Bring those back too. That's what should be in our schools. That's what should be in a school setting. Okay? Any discussions about political ideals, sexual orientation, none of that has any place in the school setting. Teachers should not be discussing these topics with our young people, with their students, who we entrust to just educate our children. That's it. It is my hope in the days ahead we can find a way to have meaningful discussions about challenging topics with respect for each other's diverse perspectives and shared humanity, she continued. Unless we can learn to see each other as people, we will never be able to create a safe learning community. The educator was eventually escorted safely out of the building by the NYPD after order was restored. So, there you have it. What do you guys think? Should discussions like this be taking place in school? I happen to believe they shouldn't. You guys let me know in the comments. Well, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I wanted to get this out here because I thought it deserved to be spoken about. I really did. It is, these things are taking place in our schools, with a whole bunch of other, they've opened this door. They've opened this door. Now, would this have received that same type of energy? Would the Post and the mayor be truly, ridiculing these children, calling them radicalized, using those buzzwords? I bet you anything that any media outlet has probably used that radicalized buzzword in all the ones that you see. ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CBS, CNN, all the tried and true. Fox News, all of them. Newsmax, radicalized. Had they done that in the name of Israel? Because apparently they're associating it that these young people did it in favor of the Palestinian cause. But would it have been the same? Would they have kept that same energy? I don't know. You guys let me know. Well, once again, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this topic of conversation today. Don't forget, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so that you can stay in the know. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Dean Knoxx on Twitter and Knoximus1 on Instagram. Thanks again for joining me, everybody. Thank you so much. Peace, love, one.